This Saturday night in Mexico City, the UFC will crown its true heavyweight champion. Welcome into MMA Live Extra. I'm Phil Murphy. Cain Velasquez returns to the octagon for the first time since October 2013 to take on interim champ Fabricio Werdum. To preview the scrap for the heavyweight strap, we turn to ESPN MMA writers Brett Okamoto and Reed Kuhn. Brett from Las Vegas, Reed Kuhn from Silicon Valley in California. Brett, let's start with you. You'll be octagon side at UFC 188. What sort of fight do you expect to see?
Well, it's been 600 days since we've seen Cain Velasquez step into the octagon, but I, for one, have not forgotten how this guy fights. I don't think anybody has. It's all about pressure. It's all about volume. And Fabricio Werdum, just like anybody else who has ever fought Cain Velasquez, is going to have to come up with a solution to deal with that pressure. How equipped is he to do that? You know, I'm not sure. I believe that you don't want to fight Cain Velasquez off of your back. I don't care how good your guard is. You do not want to be on your back eating the amount of punches and elbows that this guy throws from the top position. But Fabricio Werdum, as we all know, loves to be on his back. He's got one of the best guards in MMA, period. He's probably got the best guard in the heavyweight division. So will this guy willingly fall to his back? I believe he will. And at the very least, he won't be fighting those takedowns like it's life and death because he is so comfortable off of his back. And I don't think that will bode well for him. But we know, after watching Fabricio Werdum fight, that he might do that. And that is something that I'm expecting to see in this fight, is Fabricio Werdum working and trying to submit Cain Velasquez from his back.
Reed, Brett laid it out for you perfectly. Velasquez is a tremendous wrestler, while Werdum is as dangerous a jiu-jitsu practitioner as we have today among heavyweights. Who do the metrics favor?
Well, the metrics back up both of those statements. First of all, Cain Velasquez has been absolutely dominant on the ground. We've never really seen him controlled to date, whereas Werdum has been controlled a lot. He's willing to fight off of his back, but he throws a lot of submissions, especially for a heavyweight. So we see the numbers backing up this style contrast, but on the feet, it's actually a lot closer. I would say that Werdum might even be the more technical striker. He's more accurate. He has better head strike avoidance. But Cain Velasquez hits very hard. He is one of the most dangerous strikers in the UFC, and he's actually more durable on a punch-for-punch basis than Werdum is. So if they go toe-to-toe, the numbers favor Cain on the feet, whereas on the ground, it's probably Cain on top, but he's got to be careful.
Cain is a heavy favorite in this fight, but Brendan Schaub is taking the underdog Werdum. Guys, who do you have winning? Reed, we'll start with you.
Well, normally I like to disagree with Brendan, as we have many times at dinner. But in this one, I do think that Werdum is a live underdog. I am leaning Cain. I will continue to disagree with Brendan. The numbers do like Cain here, but the long layoff is a wild card. The altitude is a wild card. And Werdum's counter-striking is pretty unorthodox and dangerous. He's throwing all sorts of weapons. So live underdog, but I am picking Cain Velasquez to win.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of the temptation to go with the live underdog, but in my mind, he's really not a live underdog. I see this as a complete blowout for Cain Velasquez, quite frankly. I like Fabricio Werdum's evolved stand-up. I think everybody does, but I don't think he's had to go up against a guy who's going to put him on his back foot, put him against the cage, and then, as I mentioned previously, Werdum is going to give up that takedown, and when he does, I think he's in a world of trouble. Could he catch Cain Velasquez in a submission? Absolutely, 100% he could, but I'm not betting on that. I like Cain Velasquez to run away with this one.
12 appearances in the octagon for Cain Velasquez, 9 wins by TKO or knockout, which is already tied for the most in the division history. Gentlemen, we appreciate the insight. For Brett's breakdown of UFC 188, as well as highlights for this heavyweight title unification bout, check out the MMA page here on ESPN.com. For Brett Okamoto and Reed Kuhn, I'm Phil Murphy. Enjoy the fights.